Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back. It is the Inside Our Phillies podcast. It's Friday, the 23rd of January, 2 days before the snowpocalypse. Jeremy, I believe the snowpocalypse has already been starting for you. Welcome to the podcast.
No, it hasn't.
Okay,
No, it's ominous because where I live near the base of the mountain, so like the weather reports are terrible because you never freaking know. So you look at the mountain. Right now, the mountain is very cloudy and foggy.
well, I
So
hope everybody stays safe. This is not looking fun. I came very close to just leaving the area. I have no interest in dealing with this kind of snow. Um, and it looks like
yeah,
next week.
but like I'm only supposed to get like a couple inches, which is a pain in the butt here, just because the infrastructure is not meant to handle it. Like they don't salt the roads right away, all
Sure.
that. But it's nothing compared to the piles and piles you're supposed to get.
Well, in my town in South Jersey, it's not always guaranteed that they salt. They will this time. They have this time, but when we get a couple inches, they frequently do not salt, which is crazy. But no one look ahead into next week's forecast yet. It's a little early, but the like 10-day weather forecasts are calling for another 8 to 10 inches next Sunday. So snow might be on the ground for quite a while. Um, you know what else has stayed for a long time?
What?
This current iteration of the Phillies, because they're running it back. Nothing's changing.
Yep. But we already knew
But
that. So
we did know that.
wait, do you know who's
Um,
not running it back?
who's not running it back?
The
Yeah, the Mets have changed things up in a pretty big way, even from the last time that we talked. They added Freddy Peralta to their team. They added Luis Robert Jr. to their team. Let's go right into the Freddy Peralta news first. They acquired Freddy Peralta and Tobias Myers for Brandon Sproat and Jet Williams, two of their better prospects. What was your initial impression of this trade?
I was just like, I think I said like, "Damn it" to you or something. It's just like, God, it's just annoying because like you don't want them to get better, but they did give up a lot for him. And you and I have both like talked about this. I mean, look at Peralta's career; he's a good starting pitcher, but the chance of him, like his peripherals match his career, so the chances of him being a below 3 again, more like in the threes and a 2 WAR, is more likely than him being 5.5.
Right. Yeah, you look at his FIP last year. His FIP was 364, almost a full run higher than his 270 ERA. And that's pretty much on pace for the way his FIP has been throughout his career. So, I would certainly not go into 2026 expecting anything like that 270 ERA. And I think regression, to maybe being like a good two starter, is to be expected. Now, does that mean that's a bad trade? No. I think the Mets did a great job with this trade still. But I don't think Peralta is the ace that some people kind of hype him up to be.
No, but the funny thing of this could be, so like we know Cohen is my dad likes to just keep throwing this shit in my face. I wanted Wilpon gone because he's bad for the game. And so every time I complain about the Mets or anything, he goes, "You wanted Cohen, you wanted Cohen." But fuck the Wilpons. They benefited off Madoff. Fuck them. But it's like Cohen's not been good, throwing money at the problem, and they're past their 5-year like promise of a championship. So like they're trading top prospects now. Like they're requiring when they did like the sell off of Verlander and Scherzer, they got a couple of top prospects. And they traded now pretty big ones for a 1-year deal. And so if Peralta leaves and they don't win it, and Jet Williams becomes a stud, that'd be hilarious.
I think that Tobias Myers is kind of an under discussed part of this. Is he a
Yeah,
relief pitcher?
I agree that I agree.
He is
He might start for them.
he might, but he's a guy that has 4 years left of team control, and a career ERA of 3.15, which very closely matches a Ryan Kerkery, who I believe also has 4 years of team control, career ERA of 2.79. their whips are very similar. Tobias Myers actually is better in that department over his career than Ryan Kerkering is. Um, Very interesting piece.
But yeah, but Tobias Myers stuff, like you look at his Savant page, it seems he's just like I don't know how he does it. It's like
Yeah.
all blue.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just one of those. I mean, but sometimes there are all those pitchers that just do well. Like they're like you don't. They have nothing, but somehow they do well.
Yeah. This kind of, I know, right after the season, people were kind of wondering, hoping that the Phillies would be trading Ryan Kerkering, and maybe this is kind of illuminating why teams might not be interested. Because I think like the comp between Kerkering and Myers is pretty apt. I think it's the good comp, and Myers kind of just ended up being a throwaway, seemingly in this trade.
Yeah, I mean the Mets want like they're giving a pretty big haul for a 1 year deal. So realistically, they are going to want
Yeah.
that
Um,
something more that they can hold on to, hope potentially. And also they had a lot of like bullpen turnover, even though I mean it's still just pretty fun. And they thought their solution to bullpen is hiring the Yankees is getting the Yankees bullpen.
Yeah, no, that is definitely true. Um, Other big trade that the Mets made, Luis Robert Jr. We are not going to have to hear about him being traded during the trade deadline this year. I guess unless the Mets completely tank, then he could. But the White Sox have traded Luis Robert Jr. For Luis Angel Acuna, as well as a prospect. Um, this is another one that I think the Mets did okay with. Acuna,
They
I'm
give up
not
nothing.
convinced.
They give up nothing. On Hell Jr. Had like prospect status from his family line. His numbers never looked good. He's one of those uh, like let's see, like he's Ronald Acuna Jr.'s brother. He is 4 inches shorter, and yeah, and let's see, he was ranked uh like seven, 70s, 60s pre 2024. And but like the dude that strikes out, he's fast with no power.
Right.
What? Like yes, he was 20 years old. With 2023, he was in Double A at 21 years old, and he was hitting decently with Texas. Like it was a pretty good number, but the Texas league is a hitters league. So, but yeah, I just I don't like he's a typical 5'8" one. He didn't look like a hitter to me when he came up and or anything. Yeah, he's fast. They give up nothing. He was going to be
He's
designated
like
for assignment. They had no room for him. He was good. They were designating him for assignment, but in spring training, unless he had
he's
like
a
an
more
off spring.
valuable Johan Rojas, pretty much.
Eh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's better than Rojas, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, he has more years of control, younger. Like, I definitely think he's a better player than Johan Rojas. But the Mets also made a couple of other kind of low key moves that I thought were pretty good. Um, Luis Garcia, the former Philly himself, he has a bullpen pitcher career ERA around 4 last year. A little bit better than that, closer to 3.42 last year. He signed a deal with the Mets, and they also got Fidel Brujan, formerly of Tampa Bay Rays fame before last year with the Marlins. He's a big prospect at a point, but hasn't really ever pieced it together. I doubt he will with the Mets, but I think that the Luis Garcia acquisition at least makes their bullpen a little bit more tenable for next year.
Yeah, yeah. That's. I mean, like, uh, I just yeah, like the Robert trade bothers me because like could have got him for not much if Acuna was the deal. Uh, I don't maybe I doubt Rojas. I think Acuna has more more trade value than Rojas does, but like hemp wouldn't be terrible thing to take a bet on for Robert if like to shake things up if Robert Savant Page is to be believed.
Sure.
and it's a little, but like it'd also be hilarious if he gets hurt and the Mets are screwed.
Well, what this probably came down to, right, was the Phillies wanted a spot open for Justin Crawford, and if they got at a center fielder, then Justin Crawford would once again not have a space. And I don't think that was something that the Phillies were really that keen to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, kind of
It's
going.
just the same. If Crawford or Mark were righty, things would so much be better.
Oh my God! Please. Well, I don't know. If Marsh was a righty, I think he would be less valuable because if you're assuming he still can't hit the other side, whatever, um, he would be the short side of a platoon, which I think is so much less valuable than the long side of a platoon like he is now. So now let's jump a little bit into the Philly situation. And Jeremy, this is definitely not a day I did not spend a long time recording this with the 2025 prospects not even really realizing what was going on, right?
No, no, no. Who'd be such foolish that both of us would think that?
Yeah, definitely not. Why would we do that? But yesterday, because spoiler alert, we did do that. The Phillies announced, or the MLB Pipeline announced their new top 100 prospects. There are still 3 Phillies on the list, so let's go over them quickly. The new number one
Same three
prospect in the
Phillies from
Phillies
last year.
farm system. Same 3 as last year, but order did change. Aiden Miller is now the number 1 Phillies prospect, number 23 nationally. Andrew Painter is 28th nationally. Justin Crawford, MLB Pipeline, always the high men on Justin Crawford. He's 53rd nationally. So when this came out last night, what was your initial reaction, Jeremy?
I'm surprised that Gage Wood isn't in it. Just like everything I read about, even all scouts are hyped on him, and
Yeah,
it's just and like the top 10 is oops all shortstop.
yeah, no, you're totally right. Um, I would say the one thing that stuck out to me, part of this is because I literally talked to an LB Pipeline guy about Andrew Painter who thought it could turn out to be a disaster. I think this is overall quite friendly to the Phillies farm system. Obviously, I'm pretty far from a prospect expert. I don't know what's going on in every single farm system around the league. But I don't think Andrew Painter is somebody that I would think of as a top 30 prospect. And I certainly don't think Justin Crawford is somebody that I would rank 53rd. Aiden Miller, though, I think 23rd is a bit late. Maybe it's because he doesn't have like the highest floor of all time, but I think his ceiling is just excellent.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not as familiar with the prospects in all of baseball like I used to be when I like in back in the days like high school and I had all the free time world. Uh,
Right.
but yeah, but just it's just like it's just interesting looking at all these. I mean, I think we call agreed. Jesus Made is the number one top tier name.
Yeah. Now there's some good prospect names. It's like the all-time, well, what's your all-time favorite baseball name, actually?
Oh, Antonio Bastardo.
You think that's their all-time? I mean, I kind of think Richard Lovelady, the Mets
Oh,
DFA. I
yeah,
think that might be my
yeah,
favorite.
I know. I want him to succeed so well.
These legends of the game.
Yeah, no, but no,
Uh,
but like Antonio Bastardo, like came up at '09. I was in high school still, so Bastardo.
right.
So I just thought it was the funniest thing, and he was dominant and also apparently juicing. But
What's funny is I actually don't think I have ever thought of that before when it comes to Antonio Basardo. I don't think I've ever thought of his name like that. Now that you mention it,
yeah, no, Tony Bastard.
it's funny. Now that you mention it, I never thought of it. Um, Baseball is great names, especially when you go to like the old time players. Like you go to like a 1910s roster or what have you. Um, You can just get some like really, really good names. Funny.
Oh yeah, like they would get nicknames but just like for the weirdest thing about them.
Right. One thing that was a little bit upsetting looking at this prospect ranking is kind of seeing the Mets farm system, right? They obviously traded away a couple of big pieces, as we talked about earlier in this podcast, but
No, we
they still
didn't.
have
We never recorded that.
well, it's all going to be put together with what we talked about yesterday. The magic
Oh
of
God.
editing. Well, the whole part of us talking about prospects yesterday is deleted from the ether, but the part of us talking about the changes in the NL East is remaining. Um,
Oh, fair. I forgot what we talked about. Yeah, no, yeah. Jet Williams is like in the 50s, and Braden Sprout is number 100.
right, but
So that's the
even
ones
after
they
that,
just
the Mets
traded
still have
away.
they still have 4 top 100 prospects and 3 top 50s. This is really impressive.
Yeah. Oh no, see, but I like okay. Now I get a grant about this again. Bryce Eldridge is the hand of Andrew Painter. How? What?
Yeah,
What? uh, Bryce Eldridge did not do anything to make it. Like he's 21 years old, big
right.
lefty, struck out a ton, couldn't hit in Sacramento. Like he hit power, yes, but couldn't walk. Like no, like he's gonna be a Chris Carter, guaranteed.
I think that's fair. One thing that
Yeah,
I realized
yeah.
One thing
Go
I
for it.
realized looking at this prospect list is this is the last year that I am going to be one of the same age as somebody on the top 100 prospect list. There's 3 guys that are 25. I'm also 25. So I will savor this moment because it's
Oh yeah.
it's
Oh
never going to
man.
come to
Yeah.
me
No.
ever again.
Yeah. I remember when I was. I mean, for me, it was just when like the first person he drafted was younger than me. I was like, yeah.
Absolutely.
I
That's
am
a good
now
point.
older than Chris Coast. Chris Coast was as a rookie. It's just makes me feel even older.
Right.
Uh,
Right.
Still waiting for that movie. Still waiting for the Chris Coast movie.
True. This is true. So what else is
Yeah.
going on in Phillies land out here, right?
Uh. uh I mean, Craig Kimbrell's with the Mets. That Phillies adjacent.
That's true. I suppose that's true. Craig Kimbrell on the Mets. I think that the chances of him throwing a big inning against the Phillies at some point is about 100%, right?
Assuming he's not like absolute trash in spring training and doesn't make the team. But
Yeah,
the way Kimbrell usually works now is just like he's good for a few months and then garbage.
yeah, yeah. That's true. That is true. Um,
Yeah, and nothing really Phillies. I mean, oh wait, Aaron Nola is gonna be serving up meatballs. I apologize for that horrible accent. In the World Baseball Classic for
yeah. What
Team
are you expecting?
Italy.
You expecting anything good out of Knowles?
I'm expecting him to get injured.
Is the schedule for the World Baseball Classic out yet? Like who is Italy playing?
Yeah, we spoke classic schedule. Okay, Italy plays the Cubs in March 3rd.
Okay.
When do, okay, so the first classic pool play is Taiwan versus Australia. When does Italy play? Italy's first game is
They're in
no,
Pool B, so they're playing uh, the U.S. They're playing Mexico,
Okay, Brazil, March
Brazil,
7th, 1 Eastern.
and the Great Britain. Those are the 5. And all these games are taking place in Daikin Park, home of the Houston Astros. It's interesting.
It made it made Minute Maid. I refuse.
Enron Park, way back when, if you want to go all the way back then, right? Enron Field, something like that. It was named after Enron. I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I know, but it's just like funny. Like you have uh like Great Britain, Italy, and Israel are just like the most thinly like qualifications to be teams. It's just like if you have some sort of ancestry, you make it.
Australia too, if we're being honest about it, and Czechia, right?
Yeah, but those guys that like have more like names like you never heard of. But like but there's other teams that I met, yeah. But it
Like
is true that yeah,
Vance
yeah,
Worley was
because you get
famously on Great Britain's team last time.
oh exactly yeah that's what I'm saying. It's just like yeah. So Aaron Nola is like a third, at least from my look, to a third generation Southern Louisiana. Uh, so yeah, Italy did not of all the places. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Uh
yeah. So I know it's just there was not enough. I mean, if we would it really be a big deal? Yeah, I guess you need a four. You wouldn't have four pools. You would have like three if you got rid of those. Got rid of Australia, Czechia, Britain, Italy, and Israel. You would have like three pools.
yeah. Last time China was in it and they got like demolished. Is China in it this year? Doesn't look
No,
like
no,
it.
it's not China. It's Taiwan. It's Chinese
Well, they
Taipei,
had
which is
both.
the
Their regular China was in
no.
it last time, if I'm remembering correctly.
Were they? Oh, I don't remember.
I believe so.
2025. Well, not 2025. Jeez, was it 2023?
2023. We are certifiably in like our talking about random stuff part of the podcast now, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, China was. That's right. Okay. Yeah, you had
Crazy.
China, and you had who replaced China this year?
Uh, Somebody else in Asia, right? Because they were part of like the Asian.
I'm not. I'm not gonna. It doesn't matter.
No, no, there's
Uh.
last time there were 4 teams in Asia. Now there's only 3 from Asia. You have 5
Okay.
in Europe, 5 in Europe, Oceania. So somebody else from the Americas. Was Puerto Rico in it last time? Yeah, they were in it.
Oh, are
Brazil.
they not in it this time?
Brazil is new.
Yeah, uh, oh, Brazil's new. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
But yeah.
Are you
No.
going to
Oh
be
my god.
watching the World Baseball Classic?
No. I watched it. I watched it a little bit. You know, it uh like last time I watched it for like Shohei, especially Shohei versus Trout. But like I'm not gonna watch Team Italy.
No.
Like no.
I
Like
mean,
yeah. I'll watch a little bit here and there, but like I mean the game times are not convenient.
right. Yeah, there are some that like are in the middle of nowhere. Um, if I remember right, yeah, there were last time there were games in Taipei, and now there's games that
There
are in Tokyo. So like those games are going to be going on at like middle of the night. When I was watching that, it reminded me so much of like when everybody was watching the KBO in like June of 2020, and those games were like being
yeah,
broadcast on ESPN and in the middle of the night. I don't know. That was just like the vibe that I got, which it was a good vibe. I mean, I think those were like so exciting times
yeah.
back then to get baseball back.
No, but yeah, like I'm not gonna wake up at 3 a.m. to watch Japan versus Taiwan.
No, no. But for people that are in Japan or people that are in Taiwan, I mean, that's going
Oh,
to be super exciting, right? That's going to be a great
well,
game.
see, the problem is Major League Baseball is already like mixed of players from all over the world. So, as a fan of Major League Baseball, I'm like, eh. But like in Japan, you have the NP, whatever the NPB, whatever. That's mostly Japan players. So it's already like, okay, now you get this all-star team for Japan playing
Right.
against all these. So from an outside this U.S. perspective, the World Baseball Classic would definitely be more exciting. But as a in the US, to me, it's just like, okay, exhibition games. Okay, it's like moderately more competitive spring training.
Yeah.
Like, I
Overall,
wish
like,
I
do you
could.
like
Like, I tried.
pickleball,
Like,
baseball
I was
classic at
so
all?
hyped for it when it started in like 2006. I was so hyped for it as a kid. I just, I can't get myself to care.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of with you. Like, I so badly want it to be cool, but I feel like no
Yeah,
matter what, it's just not cool.
no, no,
Unfortunately.
yeah. To for have it to be cool, it has to be not during spring training, so they're not literally just they're not at their peak. That's the other thing. I know they're not at the peak. It's like they can't go all out, and the pitchers don't go all out. So it's just, and I don't want to cancel MLB like season time in the middle of the summer for this. It's just
Well,
baseball
we're
is such
going
a
to see
hard
that
sport.
in 2028, right?
Mhm.
The Olympics are taking place in Los Angeles, and baseball is being brought back to the Olympics. So we're going to see like the hockey. It happens to hockey all the time, right? In a couple weeks, the
Yeah,
NHL
I
is
know.
shutting down for 3 weeks to let the Olympics happen.
I know, but I mean, it was before my time, but like the miracle, like the Olympics used to be amateur, like non-professional players, and then I think it all really changed with the Dream Team in the NBA. I could be wrong,
Kind of like
but
all of the
yeah.
best players
So
being in the Olympics, though. If I'm being honest with you, it's fun.
yeah, I don't know. I like they let the college kids get the time to shine. Like Lou Marson, my league team, like Lou Marson was on Team USA, like Jason Donald, like
Sure.
throwing out old top prospects for the Phillies. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. That's fair.
yeah, it's like I don't. Yeah, it just like again, like the from international. It's really like a culture thing. Like the U.S. really doesn't care for international tournaments.
No. Yeah, it's not their priority, right?
Yeah, we don't have a strong because I mean we're such a big country, so like all the states and all these teams are already like the competition. It's like you have all the like uh you know you have a football in Europe. Those are literally legitimately mostly like countries competing against each other. Uh,
Yeah. You know what it kind of
so
reminds me of? Like this might be a terrible comparison. So if you think I'm totally off base, let me know. But it, in a lot of ways, reminds me of like Little League World Series.
see, the League World Series is way more cool because of that.
I mean, it's so I used to watch the Little League World Series religiously when I was a kid. It was like one of my favorite sporting events of the year. Now, I haven't watched it that much in probably at least like 10 years at this point. But every year, I always want to
It,
get super into it again.
yeah, it's yeah. I feel like we're at that weird stage where we're adults and we don't have kids yet, so it's really hard for us to watch little kids play sports.
Yeah, I mean, it is genuinely impressive whenever you see them like turn a double play or
Oh,
something like that, though.
oh yeah, no, but yeah, but it's great now that like I have like John Boy to get like the like to give us the good stuff of the highlights, so I
Right.
don't need to watch and like like oof. It's like when's the last time they had a big scandal on age and stuff?
Oh, I mean, I feel like there was like remember the conspiracy theory from like a few years ago about like Albert Pujols was really the age that he claimed to be.
I mean, can you blame them?
I mean, I remember it was like I think it has something to do with like the Angels because like he regressed at like a different rate than what's normal or whatever. I mean,
No,
there's a
no, it
real
was just
problem.
like no. Look at him, like his rookie year. He looked like an old man.
I have such a hard time though because like I watch a college football game, right? And like these college football players that are like freshmen, I think they look older than me, and they're 7 years younger than me.
Well, 'cause I
So
think
it's
it
like,
also because like well, we had because he's part of that era. Like there was a big uh for a few years. It seemed like every year someone came out being like wrong, like the lie about their age and stuff. We had Fausto Carmona,
oh my, well, isn't that,
aka
that's not even his
Roberto
real name,
Hernandez.
right? Wasn't
I
his
know,
name not
yeah,
even
Roberto
Fausto
Hernandez.
Carmona?
I know. Miguel Tejada. Yeah. Uh, what's his face on the Marlins? That wasn't even his real name either.
Right. I think that
So
there's
you had this like 5-year stretch of Latin players lying about their age and name. So
yeah.
it was reasonable to believe that a guy who looked like Albert Pujols did was not how old he was.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's totally fair. I mm,
I personally don't care.
I mean, I care in the
Like
sense
it's
that
not
like
like
these sports I care in the sense that these sports leagues kind of like I don't think it's right that you have like handshake agreements to sign a guy when he's like 12 years old or 13 years old,
oh
like
no
the
no I
Phillies have
agree,
with
but like
the
I
other
don't like
Acuña
make
brother.
a knock on Pujols if he's older than he was. He still
Oh
hit
no.
703 home runs. Like
Yeah.
didn't take steroids or anything. If like it's a team in logistics problem. It's not. I really like he got signed from it. Great.
Yeah.
Like
No,
of
I
all the
don't
things, if players normally put their age and stuff, it's like I don't give a crap.
no. Yeah. I'm with you there. It does not it doesn't affect me, right? Like I think the teams it's all a result of the teams kind of putting this
It doesn't.
pressure on.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't affect anyone unless they like suck because they're older than they are, and
Right.
that
Right.
just hurts the team, like the budget. But like Poole's decline was it like he had plantar fasciitis. He was slow. You can't really push off on you have feet problems like foot problems. And you're not gonna. And he was 32 when he signed with the Angels, and like this
Yeah.
really like, and the steroid era really ruined all the perception. People used to really not play well after you turn 30, and he was already
Yeah.
declining when he left. So yeah, I mean, it's not like he was terrible. He wore 5, 2, and 4 and 3 his first uh 4 years. So just wasn't a superstar, but he was old.
Yeah. Yeah. I never realized that Fausto Carmona was on the Phillies, right? Well, I realized, I forgot.
Oh yeah, and he wasn't even bad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is
Yeah,
probably one of the better
he's
years
what
of
you
his
want.
career.
He definitely had some luck. His FIP was, but well, he like this past career. I remember his rookie year on Baseball Tonight. Just like watching him blow games as tempted to be like for like 1 in 10 as a rookie. You were a 542, like, and then he was a stud in '07 for the Indians then, and then
Yeah.
sucked again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just
Totally fair.
heavy sinker, pitch of contact. Also had control problems, kind of.
What did you think today of the Yu Darvish news? So Yu Darvish, there's like a report that like Yu Darvish is going to be retiring, and then he ended up posting something online saying that he is not retiring, but he is like seriously considering, and apparently it's likely. According to him, he's leaning towards voiding his contract with the Padres to help them out. He has 3 years, $46 million left on his 6 year extension with the Padres. To me, that is crazy. I, I I mean, good for the Padres, right? This is going to help the Padres out a ton because we know how they're kind of financially overextended right now. Um, but it's just crazy, right?
Yeah, I think it's more like he's like MLB Tramer is like he's like working on discussing his contract. I'm pretty sure it'd be like a buyout situation. Like they'll give him like a lump sum or something.
yeah,
And rather him just straight like the only team person I remember that actually retired and gave money back was Gilmeth. I don't know if you remember that.
yeah, vaguely, vaguely. Tell everybody who might not be familiar.
Yeah, Gilmeth was a decent starting pitcher. Like I mean, the era was like he pitched from '99 to 2010. So
Mm,
like he was 24, 25, 26, 27 with the Mariners. He was like ERA of 5, but back then that was worth one WAR. That's the era we were back in. So he was like your typical number 5 starter back in that day, and he signed a big deal with the for the time. I mean, how much? 2007. He was making yeah 10 million a year, like a 10-year, 4-year, $40 million contract basically. and then or was it 5 years? Uh, yeah, and then but he was really good the first 2 years, and then bad, and then it got hurt, and then he just was like, "I'm stuck. I'm hurt. I'm gonna do the team a solid and just retire." Like he didn't feel it was right.
Do you think that Aaron Nola is going to do that for the Phillies?
Hell no.
I
Like I don't know
mean,
why
the
any
Phillies.
player would do it.
No, yeah. For the player, it makes no sense, right?
I know you have situations like with Strasburg with the Nationals. Like Strasburg couldn't even like pick up his own kid, and the Nationals were trying to force him to do rehab to make him earn the money on his contract. To him just like letting him retire and give him the money. Like
Yeah,
that's the situation the team like yeah. Strasburg could have retired, but he deserved the money.
right. No, yeah, absolutely. I feel so bad for Steven Strasburg with, and I think that was what everybody kind of was thinking about, like a human level with Zach Wheeler when it was announced that he was suffering from TOS, even though it turns out that it was a different kind of TOS. Thankfully for Zach Wheeler, most importantly, and thankfully for the Phillies as well.
I mean, like, well, Strasburg is probably like one of the top 5 over high players of all time.
I hot take, but I do I don't disagree.
No, no, Paul Skeens is what Strasburg was supposed to be. I don't think people like
Yeah,
realize that. Like I mean, Strasburg go in the minor. He was throwing 100 when he got drafted, and like ERA of 1 in the minors when he got called up and everything. And then he had 2 years of a WAR above 5,
he was
and
he was mostly like a number
he,
2 starter, Strasburg. He wasn't an
yeah,
ace.
but he was supposed to be like Nolan Ryan.
Right. I mean, he played like that a little bit in his like 2010 debut, right? I mean, that was
Yeah, he did, and then and then he got Tommy John surgery, and then they babied him in 2012, and that's why they didn't like beat the Cardinals.
oh man, I forgot.
Or
That
was it
was
2011? Or was it 2011? It might have been 2011.
I remember
No, it's
that
2012. It
drama.
had to be 2012. It had to be 2012. It had to be 2012. Yeah, it was
That was
2012.
crazy when
Yeah.
that happened. I do remember
Yeah, they
that
shut him
though.
yeah, they
Yeah.
shut him down, so they wanna I mean, the guy only pitched 200 innings twice.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
in a
so
lot of ways, that's just modern baseball though, right? Like,
but people back then were but still it's still but still his ERA was only under 3 his rookie year, and then 2011 that was 5 starts, and then 2017 and 28. He was not what he was a good pitcher. I'm not saying he was bad. He like just overhyped, never met, but like kind of on tier of bust versus potential to me, very high.
yeah. Yeah. That's fair. Um, what else do you have for us today, Jeremy? We're kind of in like the talking about random stuff part of this
Dragon Ball anime
already.
is returning. Let's go.
There you go. There you go. How was the snow for you? We talked about that earlier in this
It's,
podcast. And now,
yeah, no, yeah. It hasn't like it snowed for like 5 minutes earlier today, and then nothing. But then the mountain is showing snow and stuff. So I'm assuming tomorrow, maybe.
okay,
It
that'd be
could
crazy
not
if
at
it hit
all.
if it hit you and I at the same time because we're a couple thousand miles apart here. Um, I think last I heard here in South Jersey, it was going to be hitting like very early morning. At first, I think it's supposed to be like 1 in the morning, and now it's like 6 in the morning or something like that, supposedly. So I don't know, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, but you're gonna get potentially feet. I'm gonna get inches. So
I wish I was getting. Well, they keep on putting it down too. Like as of now, I believe we're like going to be getting like 8 inches here, which maybe it's a fair bit of snow, but it's not
I
like
don't know. But
the
I just like want. I feel like if I want, no, I want to be able to snow here. So I can actually do something with it. But I mean,
right.
the most I do with it, I drag my inside cats outside, drop them in the snow, and see their reaction. That's what I did last. So a couple couple months ago here, I I did that. It was
How mean?
funny.
How mean?
He's fine. He's a little shit. He deserves it.
Oh man. All right. Well,
Yeah, that's all I got. I think.
Yeah, I think that's all that I have too. But thank you for joining, Jeremy. Hope you stay safe whenever the snow hits.
Yes, yeah, you too.
Yeah, we'll talk to you again real soon. And everybody, thank you for listening. If you have any questions in the future, please feel free to join the Discord that's in our show notes and go to the podcast channel. We had some discussion kind of going on. Let's kind of bring up some comments here. Phil's Forever said JT's 3 years and 45 million is less than I thought it would be. Honestly, I saw some people saying he wanted 20 million per. Somebody else, Willie said JT fake Muto. I thought that was a little bit funny.
I don't know what Phil's Forever was uh, thinking. I don't know. He was no way he was gonna get 60. We say 345 in the beginning of the offseason. Like we said that was gonna be.
I think that was what we were all worried about happening, right?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we said like the word. Yeah, we knew it was like we knew this was gonna happen. 3 years 45, and that's exactly what happened.
Right. Unfortunate times for the Phillies. But cool. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you, Jeremy, being on, and we'll talk to you real soon. I say a little bit more enthusiastically this time. Go Phils.
Go Phil.